Alrighty, I have a kind of update to go over. I'm not going to call it a construction update because these are just survey control points. But I thought I would go over all the topic of what a control point is and the purpose of surveying and why we could be seeing them surrounding certain areas of the park. For example, Whitewater Canyon. So let's get right into it. So as you can see from this drone footage, Whitewater Canyon does have control points surrounding the ride. It is definitely a sign that the area is being surveyed and prepped for maybe a potential down the road project. We don't necessarily know what these mean. If it's something that's going to be 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, you know what I mean? So don't get any ideas from this video, but I did get permission to kind of go over some of the control points and surveying and why it might be popping up around a place like Whitewater Canyon and other places in the park. So essentially, when you have a park like Canada's Wonderland, and this is, I'm going to speak very generally right now, this is not in reference to anything at Canada's Wonderland, but you would go around and you would survey specific areas to develop them into projects, essentially. So, for example, if you wanted to build something like Alpenfury, you would have to go in and survey the plot of land and area that you want to build that attraction in. That could be drone surveying, that could be land surveying, it could be distance surveying, it could be a multitude of surveying, like even as far as surveying the current infrastructure in the area, like water mains and electrical lines and all that. So when you see something like this happening, you could definitely allude it to a possible future expansion, enhancement, building, infrastructure, anything. You can't necessarily jump to the conclusion that this is going to be a GCI wooden roller coaster or a B&M wing coaster or a mock spinning coaster. It could actually end up being like an indoor dark ride or a restroom or a restaurant or theming or Whitewater Canyon upgrades. It could be a multitude of things. But essentially, all I can really talk about right now is what I am seeing, and that is control points that essentially stretch from Action Theater all the way over to Mindbuster's Turnaround, and then back towards Timberwolf's Turn at the top after the lift hill. They also then span a little bit down towards the vertical loop of Yukon Striker. If you actually remember my construction update from about a week or two ago, we could see some of those surveying markers inside the park that were popping up. So definitely a very interesting thing to occur. It is a very good sign if Canada's Wonderland is your home park. For example, we saw a lot of these popping up about a year ago, I believe, for Kingda Ka's demolition and the bulldozing of the area, which then is about to turn into their 2027 project. So again, this definitely doesn't mean 2026. I can confirm that. This has nothing to do with a 2026 ride, but it could be 2027, 2028, 2029, or 2030. Depending what kind of surveying they're doing. I did see a drone survey point on the Yukon Striker path. I believe I posted that on Patreon. So if you want more detailed information, obviously, about what the drone is seeing, what it could allude to a little more, I do post on Patreon. I have gone back to flying almost daily and posting back on Patreon as this turns into something. Or nothing. We'll have to wait and see. But I do suspect we're going to see some other locations in the park receive some of these survey markings. So we'll have to keep an eye out, and we'll cover it as we see it. So yeah, that's all I have to say about these survey points right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to come out here and kind of talk about these control points and just be able to talk about something that is popping up well before construction. So that's awesome. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Bye.